Morning, everyone. Thank you for taking my class. This one is counseling techniques. Um, that's designed for 10 sessions, and this is the first one. So let's get started. Today, I want to just introduce this class. Counseling techniques. Course description is knowledge and application of counseling techniques and helping skills with an emphasis on experiential learning and preparation for practicum. Students are expected to learn, participate, and practice what they learn from this course. This is counseling techniques, and this is Choi. We want to just work on the counseling techniques, and there are lots of techniques. Whenever you do something, you need skills and techniques for the better performances, whether you are mechanics, lawyers, theologians, teachers, you need the skills. You need the knowledge and skills, and so we want to just work on the techniques, how we can help people properly so they can get help from the counselors and psychologists. And we can use these techniques for not only for the clients, counseling clients, but also to many other people, because these counseling techniques, we can utilize these techniques to many other fields like medical counseling, psychological counseling, and educational counseling. Sorry. and so many fields are adopting these. Actually, they are using these skills and techniques in their fields, because that's kind of general. But at the same time, we want to just see the particular counseling techniques for the counseling sessions, normal counseling sessions like psychological counseling sessions. So learning these kind of counseling techniques are pretty essential for almost all people who are working with people. Okay, customer services, even customer services and many other fields, and they are actually using these kind of techniques. So, and then textbooks that's written by I.D. Bradford, Jalapet, intentional interviewing and counseling, facilitating client development in a multicultural society. That's what we want to just use. And these are the topics we want to work on. 10 topics, counseling skills. That's what we want to do today. And then, good morning, how are you?
Good.
How are you? Doing alright? Yeah, long time no see, huh? Okay. Counseling skills and listening. And listening is a pretty important topic. And empathy, genuineness, positive regard, clear communication, and open questions. And counselor self-disclosure, interpretation, and information giving, and removing obstacles. So these topics are what we want to have. So there are some reading assignments. So you want to read the textbooks and the references. Those are all in the syllabus, and you want just take a look at that syllabus and follow those directions. And there are some grades rubrics. So you want to just come and participate in the class as much as you can, and then there are few assignments if you want to just take those assignments and hand it in through email. And my email address is on the syllabus. So. Well, as I mentioned, there are some counseling skills. Listening. So we want to just work on the listening part of it after the first class, because we are kind of behind the schedule. So I want to just try to take care of one topic and a half, so we can catch up with the schedule. So it can be continued like I think 6 weeks. So one and a half topics a week. That's my goal. So and just to check the schedule, reading schedules, and try to follow those schedules. So you can catch up, and you don't want to just just stay behind the schedule after 6 weeks, hopefully. And why counseling? So there are lots of counseling techniques, but these and in those topics we can take care of lots of little and big counseling techniques. So just keep that in your mind. And we want to just think about why counseling is first. We want to just read some part of it, and given the fast pace of modern life, yes, it is very fast, and nobody thought about the electric cars and can be on the street and freeways this fast. But thanks to Tesla and other EV producing companies, automakers, we are having so many EV cars on electric vehicle, EVs on the streets, and it can be doomed. But according to the recent research, less than half of Americans will buy EVs, but I think almost 60% of Americans they have no plan to buy EVs in the near future, because we need more. More than half of the Americans, like 60% of Americans, are thinking that we need more comfortable infra so we can hook up the EVs at home or in the street or at the parking lots a lot. We need more so we can feel comfortable. What if you don't have garage or carports? Carports is risky, but if you don't have garage where you can charge your EVs during the night time, because regular charging wise it takes 5 hours or 6 hours for the full charge. Then you don't want to just hook up your EVs on the street or parking lot or mall and wait 5 hours. That's what you don't want to do. So there are fast charges, but we all know that fast charging we're gonna lose the battery power easily. I mean, there are many things to consider. So, if people don't have garages, I think they don't want to buy EVs at this point because charging is hectic. So lots of companies actually they just installing lots of EV charging stations, but how many EVs they can cover? They want to just hook up their EVs on their companies, their workplaces, parking lots, but it can be very competitive, right? And so eventually we want to just buy EVs when we have garages. That's the most comfortable ways and easiest and safest way. And there are lots of issues and uncomfortableness, and then gas oil companies are lobbying a lot. So the more EVs on the street, the less they can make them, the less income they're gonna have. So there will be, I mean, actually it's been lots of strong lobbies on the EVs and oils. So we are living in a very fast, society, fastest changing society as ever. So, given the fast pace of modern life, we are confusing actually. People are confusing because of the new norms and new policies and new laws, and because things are changing very fast. So we don't want to just sit on the history or anything we've been doing. So we need more stress, and I mean we are under more stress because lots of others over 60s, they don't know how to control the cell phone efficiently. So calling and receiving they are using the smartphones, but it's not smartphone for, I mean, not all, but the most 70s, 80s. It's not smartphone for them, okay? So anyways, well, there are very good, others who are using their smartphones efficiently. So I cannot say all people are. I'm not saying all people are dumb. More, after 60 or 70s, but actually, their smartphones. What if you have 100 functions in your smartphone, but only you use only 5 functions, and do you think that smartphone is really smart for you? That's why even young people, they don't want to use smartphones and paying lots of money, but they want to just stick to old phones or something like that. So just to think about it, and which means when things are changing fast and moving fast, which means we are having more stress. So, like where fierce competition, well, there are just less competition field, but you want to get the little money for the less competition field, but the higher income, you want to face very competitive situations, and economic slowdown and uncertainties and mobilization from the hometown to cities, other places for jobs, have become the reality. But there is corresponding increase in your stress, tension, and worries also. Okay. So we are actually exchanging our comfortness with our stress and tensions and frustrations. So we are exhausting more. I mean, we are using more mental energy than our physical energy. So that's why we are having more stresses, depressions and frustrations, anxieties, angers, all kinds of mental health problems can be happened, and that those are actually happening. And people don't know how to take care of those things because we haven't got many counselings one-to-one with the counseling specialists and psychologists or psychiatrists. So that's kind of a big issue nowadays. So and the basic fabric of the society is changing, and families as a support system are steadily breaking down. So they don't expect lots of resources or support from their families, because there are lots of single families where the single parent is working to make ends meet, and there are problems of adjustment, daily hassles of life, interpersonal issues, anxiety, depression, and unprecedented challenges such as COVID-19 pandemic we are currently going through still. Okay, so because of that adjustment problem, things are moving fast, changing fast, but we don't know how to adjust to those things as fast as we can, and the daily hassles of life. Well, I try to whenever I visit my home country, Korea, and I almost always, got shocked because things are changing very fast, and even sometimes I can't find, I can't realize where I am there. Even in my home town and the villages or cities, things are changing very fast. So strange buildings. We cannot experience that kind of things in the United States, because when we have once people build buildings or something, it lasts decades and centuries sometimes. So, but in Korea, I mean, things are changing very fast. Because people are doing almost everything with their smartphones, subways, taxi, bus, almost everything you can do with your smartphone, and vending machines, and there are so many things they can do. So if you don't know how to use your smartphone, you will be behind, kind of seriously. So then what? Young people are very fast to do it, but the old people, and they almost give up to follow those new trends and new systems. So there is adjustment problem there, and daily hassles. What about interpersonal issues? People that's what happening to all people in this world, because we get used to communicate through our smartphones and laptops and computers and online meetings like Zoom or Google Teams. So we actually it's kind of feeling kind of a little bit awkward when we just have meetings in person. Okay, so those things are what we are facing to daily hassle of life, interpersonal issues, anxiety. That's why people got more depressed and anxiety. Sometimes we don't know that we are current in this society. We are current in this society. Because things are changing rapidly, but sometimes we are not sure that we are current. We are current. It is kind of challenge for us. Depression. That's kind of a huge topic, and depression because people can think they are not belong to this society, or people can think that they are out of trend, especially IT in the IT field, and lots of jobs are replaced by robots. And I was told that there are lots of robots and computers in Tesla factories. Way less people are working in Tesla than any other making companies. That's very frustrating, and you can see, you can feel lots of anxieties, and so it's kind of natural that you can feel depressions. What about unprecedented challenge like COVID? That was huge, and it's still going on. And in LA area, the COVID poll, hospitalized because of the COVID, the numbers are almost same when that was very serious in a couple of years ago. So we are having more patients in our hospitals, but somehow, we experienced, and we are still experiencing COVID for the last 3-4 years. That we gotta get used to it. So we don't get surprised too much, and we don't get scared too much, and so since people are getting used to it, they don't get panic, as much as we had last 3 to 4 years. And then we don't know what will be happened. There are lots of unprecedented challenges, and there is a war between Israel and Palestine and Ukraine and Russia, and those are still going on. Especially the war between Israel and Palestine. As soon as the war broke, lots of people died, and still lots of people are dying actually. So it's gonna be a very frustrating experiences. Because of those wars, we experienced lots of the prices are going up. Consumers' buying power has been lowered, and oil price is going high right now because of the war. Many things are happening, and we got so much stress because of those wars. even though those wars are happening in remote places, but still we are, I mean, all the countries on this earth are working together. That's why we are having lots of struggles and problems because of the war. And those kind of unprecedented challenges are very stressful. And a 60 years old Muslim kid got killed brutally by an American in other state. Actually, that guy is the homeowner of the Muslim family, and he actually killed a 60 years old boy and harmed his mother also. His mother just fled to a bathroom, but since then the homeowner killed a 60 years old boy brutally because of those Muslims, and the homeowner said, Muslims are supposed to be killed, all. That was not make sense of it. Okay, that's what happening in our country. Okay, and I think that kind of hate crime will be happened a lot of many times, and lots of people will be killed in this country because of the hate crime, I think, and that's gonna be a tragedy. With the increased complexities of modern life, and with the newer adversities coming up, there is an increasing demand of professional counselors who can facilitate the process of meeting the life changes to ease out stress and make life peaceful and more meaningful for people. Because lots of people are living alone, and because of the lack of the interpersonal relationship skills, because of the computers and online working or many other things, people can't find any other people they can talk with. And when they have coworkers and friends, but how many people they can find, they just talk about the serious topics. It is kind of hard to find for most people. So counselors, one of the options, and people want to just talk with counselors. That's why they are paying for counselings, and they willing to pay for counselings so they can talk with the counselors for an hour and for many weeks, and then they feel comfortable because speaking is kind of using the inward energy to outward. It's like outputting. It's kind of outputting, like a printing out. Okay. So when we talk, we feel something stuck in our hearts and minds and thoughts can be released. It doesn't have to be organized, or it doesn't have to be reasonable all the time, but we can just talk, which means we want to just use kind of steaming up. That definitely that is a way of steaming out, so we can get lots of benefits from the counseling. So we counselors need to get ready for helping people in this society, because things are changing a lot, and they got frustrated, they got angry, and they don't find any other people they can talk with. So those things are very crucial. And So counseling is needed not only when we face problems, but it can also be utilized for maximizing human growth and potential, bringing out our best. Actually, that is true. It's like, the PGA golfers and LPGA golfers are still taking lessons. So it's not surprising to see Tiger Woods and Annika Sorenstam and the top rankers of LPGA and PGA golfers are still taking lessons because they want to just develop their skills consistently and minimize their mistakes and unappropriate things or useless, things from their forms and hitting the balls. So they are just working hard. So they need somebody they can learn from. That's why they are hiring coaches, paying lots of money for the lessons, but they are willing to do it because they know that's productive. They know that is very effective. So they are willing to pay lots of money for the golf lessons, even though they are top rankers. So what the saying, counseling is not only for people who have mental disorders and mental health problems, but we all want to just have counseling as much as we want, so we can find any problems, or we can just develop our skills and we can get good energies. Those things are very crucial for the better and the best performances in our lives. And the counselor who is trained and qualified can provide us the needed supporting guidance for making a balance in our life, helping us to achieve overall development of personality. So if you haven't got any counselings ever before, I want to just recommend to find any fine and decent counseling centers from near places, and then get some counseling. You don't have to, if you don't have any problem, you don't have to tell them you have a problem for the counseling, but they can understand what's going on to you, and then they can talk with you, and maybe they can find any problem you want to just take care of, or they can just suggest this and that, and so it's like learning a sport, so minimizing the mistakes and focus, increase the right hits or performances. So we want to just counseling, so that is very crucial. When you go to churches and the temples, why don't you just request a counseling with your pastors, priests, and monks, and then you can just talk about what's going on and about your spirituality, your lives, and then those people basically are trained for counseling, so they can help you, they can find any good solutions and ways you can practice. So those things are really very productive. So why don't you just try that? So as part of the counseling process, the counselor requires certain skills, yes. When top golf rankers, players want to just have lesson coaches they're gonna just pay a lot and they're gonna hire the best golf coaches. So because they believe that those coaches have really nice teaching skills, they don't think coaches are playing better than them, because but they know and they believe those people know how to train others, the players, and they have keen eyes so they can see what's going on to the players, and then they can have really nice, personal relationship skills, so they can, feel. I mean, the players can feel comfortable when they are working with those counselors. I mean, coaches. Okay. So we want to just counselors. We want to just work on our skills so we can be very competitive counselors and very productive counseling we can provide. We want to be confident on it first, and then our clients can feel, they can get lots of benefits from. Yeah. Right. Then for the counseling skills and techniques, we want to just work on two things. The first one is that rapport building. We don't. I think that's French or something. So we don't want to just pronounce report, but that's rapport. Okay, rapport building. The relationship between a counselor and a client has a unique and very specific meaning because they are sitting together in a room and they are talking about kind of very confidential things, the relationships with people and the hardships. They cannot talk to anybody else. The effectiveness of counseling depends to a great extent on this counseling relationship. So rapport means that is the relationship between counselor and the client. And how we can build the rapport, the relationship, that is quite important. Because we don't want to talk with people, we don't have good relationship with. Okay. We want to just talk with people we can trust, we like, we can depend on. But we don't want to just talk with useless people and crooked people we don't trust, and it's about the same thing. So how are we going to build the relationship with others? The effectiveness of counseling depends on a great extent on these counseling relationships. I told you that's rapport. Hence, building a relationship with the client, or commonly known as rapport building, is very important. That will determine the continuation of a client with counseling process. So, if we don't build proper relationship and comfortable relationship with others, we cannot hope we can have good counseling sessions with those clients and counselors. So both parties gonna see each other and they're gonna decide if they're gonna continue or not the counseling sessions. Okay. The maintaining the rapport formed is a continuous process throughout counseling. The first, few sessions, especially the first session, that is usually intake session, so we can collect all kinds of basic information about before we work on before we get into the counseling, the real counseling. counseling because we need the basic information to talk with our clients. Without knowing that, how we can just help people effectively, right? So we need kind of basic information, and then we're gonna just work on things our clients want to work with. For the first intake, or whether that is intake or just regular counseling sessions, because intake, other people can do intake, because those are kind of simple information collecting process. So the counselors they don't have to do it by themselves, but administrative or other people can do it. But in most cases, counselors can do it, and it's way better. And then at the first session, whether there is intake or regular, counselors want to focus on building relationships, so-called rapport. But we want to just keep the kind of trustworthy and comfortable and confidential relationship. Relationship with our clients and counselors all the way to the counseling sessions will be ended at the last session. So our clients can tell, to their counselors comfortably all the way through. Establishment of rapport helps in building trust and confidence on the counselor. This is required so that the client becomes open and shares with the counselor, who can then reach out to the client and understand her or his concerns effectively. So that's what we want to do. And rapport building is considered as the foundation of counseling. That's right. We cannot, just stress on the building, rapport building. More than that, because that's the most important thing, and that's the first thing we want to just do. The client is able to connect with the counselor if she or he feels comfortable enough to open up and talk to the counselor about the issues or challenges. Without any trust or relationship, we don't want to just talk about any personal things to others. That's why we want to just work on. And hence it is the first requirement. Yes, that is the first requirement in the establishment of a counseling relationship, without which counseling cannot progress. Well, that's the most important thing ever. So we want to build the relationship first, so the clients can trust the counselors, and counselors can trust clients at the same time. For the better counselings, not only counselors but the counselees work together, are supposed to work together for building, good relationships, so they can work together effectively. And rapport building helps in creating a psychologically safe and secure environment and a trusting relationship between the counselor and the client. Okay. That's what I'm just talking to you repeatedly. And developing such a relationship requires the counselor to demonstrate the core skills of genuineness. That's the genuineness. We want to just talk about the genuineness for a session. But the skills of genuineness, which means, people can just find any other intentions or things or from their counselors. They see and trust and believe their counselors are really working hard for you, and that is the genuineness and respect. Some counselors are thinking that they know everything or they can see everything, so they are more directing than listening. That's kind of not acceptable. And when they just talk with their counselors, they have to be, they have to show the professionalism. So, or people cannot just open their hearts. So we want to just show the kind of official, very professional attitudes and words to the clients so that they can respect you. And then the clients are supposed to do something right, and verbally, non-verbally, and including physically and attitudes, so the counselors can trust you also. When counselors cannot trust their clients, it is pretty tough for counselors to provide kind of the right or proper directions or assignments or any advice and guidance. So that is pretty tough for the counselors at the same time. So the counselees have to work together also for the better and the best results. This trusting relationship can be developed only when a confidentiality on the part of the counselor is assured. Confidentiality is the essentials. That's why they are paying for it. Unless why they are paying for the counselors a lot. They are paying $200 or $300 per hour for the professional counselings. They want to get something from the counselors. So, and then they are hoping and they are believing that they can get lots of benefits from the counselings. That's why they are paying $200, $300 per hour. So confidentiality is one of the things the counselors have to keep in their mind. Okay. Distrusting, a counselor needs to have listening skills. That's what we want to just take care of after this first session. Attend to non-verbal communication of the client and use other helping skills to develop a positive climate and conditions for counseling. The counselor is also required to be non-judgmental in his or her attitude and decisions, and should not jump to conclusions or make assumptions about the client immediately. Okay, I can understand you, that kind of attitudes are not acceptable. I think I know what you are saying, you want to just try this and that. That's not acceptable. So those are things we need to be careful. So non-judgmental, jumping on the conclusion easily, that's not. When the counselors can do that, do you think your clients are stupid? They are smart and they are wise. They can jump to the conclusion by themselves, but they are talking with you because it's not that easy for them to make conclusions or diagonal size. That's why they looking for somebody and they find you and just pay for the counselings. Excuse me. And knowing the client is the most important aspect of relationship building. That's right. So we want to get to know each other for months and years, and then we want to just get together with others. That's also called boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives. Until then, we don't want to just propose for the marriage or something. So people are taking their time. excuse me, as they are spending lots of time with their partners. It's about the same to the counselor. But they don't want to just spend lots of money for, it's not a dating or something, but talking about their hardships and problems. And so it has to be happen very quickly. So the counselors are supposed to get ready for it right away. But we don't want to just spend lots of hours and times for building rapport, but simply we want to just give them just good impressions, show the professionalisms, and then they can trust you right away. When I just read a book that's also called Blink, and the author says we can see and we can know others in 3 seconds. That's also called the first impression. So the first 3 seconds are very important. I think I met you before, but when a new student came in the classroom, and I can see the person and the new student can see me, and we each other see, and then we can notice that that student is this and that, and that teacher is this and that, the type and facial expressions, and we just can see in 3 seconds. So the first 3 seconds are very important. So when you want to just have a meeting with your business partners and somebody else, and you want to just get ready for that, and 3 seconds, I think that makes sense. So the book was very popular at the time. It's been years ago, but it's still, that is in my mind. That is true, actually. All right. The counselor can work on the following important points while building rapport with the client. Setting foundation for building trust by assuring the confidentiality and taking informed consent. All counselors, they have kind of list for the first meeting, first session, and there are things they need to take care of, and they want to just inform the basic things to their clients. And one of the first things must be confidentiality. You can tell me anything you want, but I'm not going to tell to others anything, from these counseling sessions. That's the first thing you want us just to say. they are repeating that to all new counselees, so they want to just assure that the confidentiality is the priority things they want to keep. By telling those kind of things, we want to just make our counselees feel comfortable, okay? And let the client know that whatever he wants to share with the counselor will remain confidential if it is not going to harm the client or someone else. It is important to put stress on this point here, that life is precious, and in case of threat to the client's life or others' life, we need to breach the confidentiality. Well, that's what we took care of last classes. Confidentiality is very important, but it can be broken in a particular circumstances. Okay, if the counselor needs to break the confidentiality because the information that a client shared is harmful to, I'm so sorry. If the counselor needs to break the confidence, I think there is no good expressions, but anyways, because the information the client shared is harmful to him or someone else, the client will not feel betrayed, as it has been informed to the client in advance. By the way, I'm gonna just continue this class until 11:30, so it's gonna be 10 to 11:30, because we are kind of behind of the schedule, as I mentioned earlier this morning. So I think we are behind of I think 3 weeks, except the holiday. So we want to just do that 6 weeks continuously, and then maybe then an hour will be good enough after that. So I'm not gonna just take a break because it's gonna be 1.5 hours. So please keep that in your mind. So we're gonna end by 11:30. Briefing about the roles of counselor and client and developing a collaborative working relationship, so that they are clear about what to expect from self and the counselor, and set goals for the counseling sessions. Okay. And being predictable and consistent while giving the appointment, because consistency is one of the key aspects to speed up the trust building process. So in general, counseling sessions will be happen once a week, an hour each. It can continue, depends on what the client's conditions are. If that is kind of serious, after like 5 or 10 sessions, they can extend that as much as they can agree with together. Because of consistency is very important, so you don't want to skip the counseling sessions. Then you're gonna meet your counselors or clients 2 weeks after. That is kind of too long. Okay. You know what? When you have a religion, you go temples or churches. If you skip 1 week, your belief and your heart of kind of religion, it can be declined drastically, like half or 7% or 50%, depends on your what kind of faith level you have. So you don't want to just skip the counseling sessions, then you're gonna meet your counselors or clients after 2 weeks. That's too long. And that is no good for the consistency also. So it is important to keep the appointment. In case of an emergency, when an appointment needs to be cancelled, it should be informed to the client and counselors. Creating core conditions which are necessary for successful counseling. You will learn about these in the next session. Alright, that's the building rapport. And the next one is attending. Attending after building rapport, or for the building rapport, you wanna just show the attending, and attending is quite important. Attending skills means being physically and psychologically with the client. Okay. So when you are, I was in an army. There was mandatory service. So back in many years ago in Korea, that's my home country. And as soon as you got in the army services, attention, that's one of the most kind of orders people can get in army. Because attention is quite important. If you don't pay attention, you cannot get many things. People are listening music while they are studying, and people are thinking that is very good and more effective, but actually that is not. There are lots of scholars just studying and researching about the brain, and we cannot focus on two things at the same time. So we're gonna lose two things at the same time. Okay? So attending is very important. So when you work with your clients, they are paying lots of money, but they have kind of serious problems. That's why they are there. So counselors attending or attention is quite important. Well, we don't want to worry about our clients' attention because they are paying lots of money for the counselings, and so they're gonna just pay attention to the counseling sessions anyways, okay, no matter what. But the counselors, we wanna pay attention to the counselees, the clients. So that's the part we wanna practice. So attending skills means being physically and psychologically, not only physically, but psychologically with the client. Some of the nonverbal behaviors useful in attending to clients have been summarized by the acronym SOLAR by Gerald Egan in his book, The Skilled Helper. I just read it. I think I had the book. I don't know if I still have it. When I just talk with you, when you just talk with your girlfriend and boyfriend, actually my wife complains sometimes because when she talks to me, I don't listen to her. Well, actually, while I'm doing something, and my wife talk to me, and I can't even hear my wife. That's what guys do. It's not because I don't respect my wife, but somehow I can't hear her. Okay, it's not listening to her, but I can't hear her. So the ladies and wives and girlfriends, you want to make sure that your boyfriends and husbands are actually looking at your eyes unless they are not listening to you. Okay? So if you want to just talk to your husbands or girlfriends, you want to make sure that eye contact first, and then he's not doing anything else, and then you talk to your man's, and then you can just think they can get it. All right? Unless they are not listening to you. They can't even hear you if they don't focus on, if they don't have eye contact with you. Okay? So attending is very important. Attending. Right? So what the solemn is then represents me. I mean, S is sitting squarely facing the client. So the client is there, but I'm sitting toward this wall. No one can say I'm listening, right? So I'm gonna just face toward the client with my whole body and whole face. Then that is sitting still. Okay, I'm sitting still. I'm sitting still. I'm standing still, actually, because I'm standing. I'm standing still. I'm standing still. I'm standing still with you. Okay. Unless I'm not attending. And that can be very serious, so we can miss lots of things on the counseling sessions. Okay, so sitting squarely facing the client is quite important. Or you can believe your counselors are not listening to you. Okay. Counselors should sit attentively at an angle to the person, like this, so that he or she look at them directly and show that they are listening to them and paying attention to them. Turning to sides lessens one's involvement, which means sitting like this. Okay. So people want to just do something else. They don't sit squarely, but sit, sideways. That is natural. They don't look at others because they are not paying attention. So sitting squarely, facing the client is the first thing you want to do in the counseling sessions. O represents have an open posture, crossing arms. Okay, talk to me everything you want to talk to me. I'm gonna just listen to you, and I'm gonna help you. Go ahead. It's not you can't trust me. Can't trust me. So open posture means like when you are sitting on a table, just put your both hands on the table, and then sit squarely, and then open posture, no closing. Okay, no closing postures. So crossing arms and legs can make a counselor look anxious or defensive, and can be a sign of a less involvement. L, lean forwards. So sit squarely, open posture, but lean backward or lean forward. There is big difference. When you talk with your husbands or boyfriends or girlfriends, if they are sitting, sideways and close their bodies and lean backward instead of forward, then you don't want to talk with those guys or girls. Just forget it. It's useless. Crossing arms, the lean forwards, the client slightly to show that counselor is interested in what the client is sharing or talking about. Lean forward slightly. Don't do this. Okay, that's too much. Just lean slightly. Lean forward slightly like this. Please tell me what you want. Okay. Please tell me what you want. Please tell me what you want. Please tell me what you want. Those are all opposites. So just think about it. Then it shows that when you just do those things when you have in your business meeting or just talking with your boyfriends or girlfriends or husbands and wives, and you're gonna get complimented. Okay? Because, and then when you just talk with people at the airport, at the counter, customer service place, and you want to just keep those things in your mind and practice it, and you're gonna get what you want. Okay. The E represents maintenance eye contact. Eye contact. When people have problems and when people have uncomfortableness, oh my goodness. Nowadays, I'm just experiencing something sour. 82 years old woman. I meet her once a week, and she doesn't want to look at me. She doesn't want to say hi to me. Okay, she doesn't want to shake my hands, and she's just avoiding me because she made a sin against me. Because she's bad. Because she's doing something wrong against me. That's what people do. That's what people do. Because she's an evil-like person. Because she's spreading gossips about me, about others. And she's a crazy person. She's a crazy person. That's why she doesn't want to look at me. That's why she doesn't want to talk with me. That's why she doesn't want to shake hands with me. Okay? But I understand her. But I don't say hi. But I try to, stretch my hands for the handshake. Right? But I try to see her. But she just avoided because she's doing something fishy. Because she's crooked. Because she's an evil. Okay? There are lots of strange people and weird people and crazy people. I understand that. I know what she's been doing for many years in the community. So I understand her. But she is wrong. And so people are just avoiding the eye contact because they are wrong. Okay? Because they don't want to show their eyes, because they think others can see me inside. Okay? So when my kids were little, they made a mistake or they break things and they just, Daddy, I'm sorry. They don't say, Daddy, I'm sorry. Because they feel shame and guilty, right? So eye contacting is important. When you want to just talk with people, when you are dating with boys and girls, boyfriends or girlfriends, and they don't look at your eyes comfortably, you have to think about it again. Okay? People want to deceive something, do something wrong. They don't want to have eye contact with you, right? Maintaining eye contact shows that counselor is interested in listening to what the client has to say. It is different from sharing at the client, which can make them feel uncomfortable. Maintaining good positive eye contact means looking at the client directly and not fiddling with a mobile watch or busy with wristing or any other task. Counselor can also shift the eye gaze briefly if the client is not very comfortable. One needs to be careful and understand that there can be cultural, gender differences in making eye contact. Yes, there are some cultural things. I understand that. Most Asians don't eye contact much. They do eye contact shortly, but they want to just see something beside of the person and talk. But in the United States and in Europe, people do eye contact comfortably, and they just talk very closely. That is no good for during the COVID though. Anyways, they if they don't eye contact, they think they don't talk with others comfortably. So we can consider the cultural things, but basically eye contact is that important. And R represents keep relaxed body language. Relaxed body language means this. Okay? No, you don't want to just talk with shaking your hands, just doing something, just shaking your legs, do this and that, or blinking your eyes often. So this helps, that is no good comfortable to your clients and even to counselors also. This helps the client to perceive the counselor as confident and relaxed. The client to see that the counselor is not in a hurry to get away and allowing the client to talk at their own pace. So you want to just make sure that just to let your client feel comfortable and confident at the same time that they are taken care of by the counselors, and they got respected by the counselors, so that they can just open their hearts and share what they have in their minds easily, so that they can get better results from the counseling sessions. But the overall, as I told you, those kind of attending and rapport building process are very good for utilizing to our daily lives and in our professional lives, so we can get lots of benefits when we practice those things. I think that's all for the first session, and I was about to just talk about the listening, and I think I want to just do it next week, and hopefully I can finish 2 sessions next week. Do you have any questions or comments about the basic skills I just taught? Maybe that's it.